Welcome back to the What's Cooking program, America's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I don't know, Paul Stern, if you or the audience knows about this, but this is becoming a nationwide problem, and I'm perturbed by it because it seems like back in the, and I'm an old guy here. I almost said the F word, but I'm an old guy. Yes, and I have to tell you that back in the day, trash, you put trash separately. Tin cans were in one thing, and then you had regular trash in another. Then all of a sudden, we mix the trash together. Then we split the trash apart. It's just less convenient. It used to be back in the day, they had a box boy. There'd be cardboard boxes, and they'd package everything up in a box, and they'd stack them in. They had pride in putting all your groceries in the box, cardboard box, and then they put it in bags and they stacked them nicely, and you could watch the guy flip it in the air and put it in the bag, and it was like an art. Now these guys just kind of say paper plastic. Well, they're not going to say plastic anymore because this dummy, this Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I thought was going to be a great guy and came into the governorship of California. Yeah, they actually recalled the old governor and ran him out of town on the rails, and now Schwarzenegger's doing the same stuff the old governor did.
What did he
do?
The
old governor, well, this Gray Davis guy was going to tax cars, and it got him into trouble, and some talk show host went nuts on the guy and said he was crazy, and I thought he was crazy. And then Schwarzenegger had some great ideas, got shot down by the unions because we got too much money going out for retirement funds, too much going to unions. The country is being run by the government and government jobs, and people got to wake up and realize, what are we going to do about this? And nobody's looking at that. And so they keep putting, paper Band-Aids on things. Now here's the latest. They're going to ban plastic bags in the supermarket. Now, I could care less about bags one way or the other. In fact, I prefer paper if you want to know what I prefer. But the city and the county of Los Angeles are going to be enacting their own bans because the state, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the state, is looking, the Senate there is trying to pressure people to get rid of the bags in the store. So the mayor of Los Angeles, there's another weirdo, and county supervisor, I like this guy, Zev Yaroslavsky. They were standing in front of a Vons supermarket in Koreatown in Los Angeles on Sunday, the Korean establishment there, they call it Koreatown, and they were endorsing an assembly bill nicknamed No More Urban Tumbleweeds. Now, I, for one, don't see plastic bags tumbling around like urban tumbleweeds. It's just another way the politicians can get our minds off the real problems, that they don't have any money left in the state, and go ahead and try to get a new problem going, which is plastic bags. So there's this bill in Sacramento. Manufacturers and business groups have been pulling out every stop to block this bill, and I want to block the bill. I want to use plastic bags because I want to carry... Paul, I want to be able to
do that, Mike. You don't want to do that.
I don't want any more laws enacted.
It's a good law. It's a good law because I'll tell you why I support the ban.
Why do you support this plastic
I do. I didn't really give it any thought till you just mentioned it, but I do actually. I am supportive of the ban on plastic bags.
You can't use paper anymore because the tree huggers don't want you to go ahead and use paper bags, Paul.
The supermarkets that I go to, they have paper bags, but I actually prefer.
They're not going to, Paul. They're going to make you use those bags that are sitting there that now studies have come out to say that there's the malaria and terrible diseases. I don't know if it's malaria, but there are diseases in these bags that you reuse. They get stinky. Your cat jumps in there and goes to the bathroom, and then you take it back in and say, please, will you put my tomatoes in here, please, boom? These tomatoes have a weird cat smell.
I don't know anything about that, but I do prefer paper plastic. But unfortunately, from time to time, I get one of those, I don't know, those the checkers that I think deliberately don't hear my request for paper plastic, and I end up getting plastic. And when I put them in the trunk in the plastic bag, I get the contents of the bag get all over, spread out all over.
You're missing the point. I understand. I agree with you.
I love paper plastic.
Due to you, Paul Stern, I also request paper plastic, and I would invite every one of our listeners from now on, show these people while it's still legal, when they ask if you want paper plastic, say you want both, like Paul Stern saying and like I did, following Mr. Stern's lead, because I want both. I like paper better than plastic, but I don't want to see plastic or paper banned. If you like plastic, you should be able to get plastic. If you like paper, you should be able to get paper. It's part of the deal. They're going to charge you for it anyway. They do now anyway. Why do we need some politicians sitting up there that probably have butlers going to get all their food for them and never have to carry something up a step? telling us what we should have. I'm sick of it. It is time for the people listening to this show to follow on and ask for paper and plastic. And if they tell you want to buy one of these bags for $1, say, stuff that bag where the sun don't shine, sir. I'm taking the paper and the plastic. That's what I'm telling you.
Boy, this is like, forget about the Tea Party. It's the plastic bag movement.
It is on this show.
You're a plastic bagger.
It's a plastic. You forget about the tea baggers, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a bagger.
Plastic and paper.
Baggers unite.
I am going to start, and I'll tell you what. I'm going to save every plastic bag I have, and I'm going to carry them and throw them in the parking lot so the urban tumbleweeds for Mr. Yaroslavsky in Los Angeles and that weird guy who's now riding his bicycle, Antonio Villaraigosa, who, by the way, I think some guy hit him when he fell off his bicycle, and that's why he had his arm in a sling because they couldn't take this guy anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, he's doing bike safety laws. This guy is a knee-jerk politician. The whole city is going broke. And I'll tell you another thing. I parked my car for about 2 minutes yesterday at a car dealership, walked in, and by the time I came back, there was a parking ticket on the car. I think they've got these meter maids or meter maidens sitting there looking to see when a guy parks his car so they can throw a $55 ticket on the car because the city is broke.
I don't know if anybody's noticed.
There's shenanigans going on in America, and we better wake up. Plastic baggers, get involved.
I don't know if you noticed. You mentioned the parking meters. I don't know if this is something that's happening across the country, but here locally, they have now new meters installed that take credit cards. Has anybody ever heard of that? Putting a credit card into a parking meter? I would have done it because
no one has any cash. I had no change, so I thought, well, I'll park in the slot. I just got to drop this off. I was gone no more than 5 minutes, maybe 3. And already they must have been looking to see that guy didn't put a thing in. He went for the open space. We know that meter doesn't work. Let's write another one up. They probably make $1,000 a day writing people up on that one meter, ladies and gentlemen. I've been to meters before. I've been in a panic, knowing that I'm going to stay longer because you put money into the meter, and the meter doesn't work. And so you're thinking, what should I do? And so you try to get a bag to write on this, say out of order, but you have to. And what I did, write down the actual meter number, and then I call the number saying, I'm here, I'm parking at this meter, it's this time of day on this date.
Mike, you're not going to believe this, but they can actually be repaired, I understand, electronically. So by the time you put in your complaint
there you go.
There's no record of it.
Paper, plastic, everybody. Ask for it by name in the store. It's the Paul Stern movement. Paper and plastic, double bag it. I'm going to the store right after the show just to buy stuff in 2 bags.